radiodr.co.za. Original podcast. Exclusive.
It's your boy Lungelo Manzi. Ladies, it's your Man Crush Monday.
On a Sunday.
Ladies, it's your Man Crush Monday. Lungelo Manzi. Oh, Lord, Gadani Reporting live Ngakini, it's your boy Michelle on Deep Blue Radio. Oh, man. Podcast Your Love, sponsored by All Love Ngakini. Today I have a very special guest. Bestia, CEO like I will say, Bestia, Lungelo Manzi. Shout out to All Love Bonk. Lungelo, it's a pleasure to have you on the first episode, bro.
Thank you very much, Mr. Wilson Bonani, to everyone out here. Feels good, man. How you doing, Jay?
Doug, I'm good, bro.
Yeah.
Thank
First
God.
show. Thank you so much. Can I just say, first and foremost, it's going to be a great one. I can't wait to hear where this goes. And but I'm glad we're going to and just open it up.
Showcase, Doug. It's a pleasure, first. Thank you. Shout out to everybody, man. Usino first rolled me up a plan, so I'm already matriculating. I'm already in that zone already.
In the space, yeah.
No, first, I just wanna, congratulate you on your success, bro. Black Dog 2, it's damn. Bruh. I just want to say hustle-wise behind it. I like how it's packaged. I like how it's pushed. I like the quality of it. You know what I mean? I like the performance. I wish that as, the guy performing, so you would take, I feel like, more initiative to record those performances, bruh. Properly, bruh. I feel like the people love that. They love that shit.
Yeah, the live stuff.
The live stuff. And I think the only live one you have, cultured chaos, cultured social, last time, so and happy hippo, and I'm like, damn, bro. And I keep on seeing the bits and pieces on Instagram. No post out your dog, and I'm like, bro, I want a full snack, dog. A full snack is the joint.
And it's crazy with you bring that up. It's this year, it's been that conversation. It's my second tape. Leo Kale was in 2016, end of 2016. So now with this next one, the conversation is, okay, cool. We see you with the sound and we appreciate that, but where the visuals at? Where the visuals at,
that's one thing that I feel like I try to pressurize all over on, dog. Not necessarily would say, budget, say, you can't have visuals. No, bruh. Whatever, the fact that Simala only means that you need to be more creative.
Exactly. And for me, I think it's been a tricky thing, not so much with I struggle to be creative visually. It's the first one, whatever comes out first, it's got to be that thing. It's okay, nangu Lungelo Manzi. Because manje, I'm dropping bomb artwork, I'm dropping bomb music, but if the visuals are whack, then it says it sends the wrong message. So you're right in saying you got to be hella creative about it.
Definitely.
And I've been trying to do that, and I think I'm very close to getting that done. I am working on something for the people. It's going to be something to introduce who I am for people who haven't heard the first tape, because it's Black Dog 2 now. Abanye may be hearing me for the first time. Abaz would say Koni 1, so we need to catch them up on that.
Another thing I want us to talk about, bro, is the distribution thing. A lot of people are like, yo, man, the music has to be accessible as possible to the people, man.
Sure.
And I'm like, yeah, dog, but you must understand, the people are going to get it regardless.
The
people are going to get it regardless, dog. And some people are release the music for free, rack it up performance-wise, give me true. If, you're performing like that.
And you got the leverage for that. Because you can't just rock up to a spot and be like, hey, my music is free, pay me $5K right now.
You know what I mean?
And I'm going to kill it. Nah. As an unknown, unless
you know what I mean?
Or something.
So it's a sticky issue, bro.
I think for
it's
me,
a very sticky issue.
This year was the first year I invested in digital platforms as an independent artist, And one thing I've noticed is the change in the mentality of abantu abathenga umculo, that they I don't know if it's respect or if they just feel like I'm taking them seriously as abantu that buy music, that it's not just accessible on SoundCloud. Where Black Dog, the first one, was only put on digital platforms this year. yeah, but with LSB.
Showcase.
But before it was just on SoundCloud.
Yeah.
And I had sort of a following there. So mind you that everything is on digital, everything else, or Spotify's, your Apple or whatever.
Yeah.
The way that Abantu consume the music is like people that I thought didn't fucks with the sound, all of a sudden like, oh shit, I heard your tape, or whatever, because it was hard to find. So I think it also hama ukuthi abantu bona, you want to bring your music to how they enjoy it. So if someone is in their car driving and they only listen to music through their Apple connection or whatever, you gotta cater to that. You gotta play in that playground.
You gotta be in the game.
You know what I mean? Because if you're not,
you gotta be in the game, though. You gotta play to win.
you gotta play.
Right now, for me, a conversation that I had with my nigga, Hydro, I'm like, dog,
shout out Hydro.
You gotta compete, dog.
Yeah.
You might not be number one. You can manipulate those numbers as time goes on, but you gotta be in the game.
Yeah.
You gotta compete. I was having the same conversation with AK. I'm like, dog, you gotta be in the game to compete, dog. You might not be number one, valid, dog. But you can manipulate that now as your brand grows, and the more you get out there, you can manipulate those numbers to be number one. And it might not be off the first project either, dog.
And even just that concept of what is number one, I think like it's because we see so much mainstream in everything that we're having. Like number one means, okay, on all these video charts, I must be number one, literally corner. But there's so many acts out here, dog, that are killing it and making money that or securing bags that aren't announced. So it's about you. Like if you want your bag and you know that your bag is about going overseas to some festival that pays you, then alright, there's no need to worry about SA catching up or your city catching up if you know how to brand your business model, you know?
If you know how to sell you the right way for you. Good for you.
You know what I mean? Like, and I'm about that.
For you.
I'm about that. Like, I'm about like getting a bag that you know how to get from what you love, you know? So if it means that I've got to be sending emails on emails, things that you don't see, that I don't post about, that's work for me, you know?
True that.
Kuzovela, you know, for people that will see that, hey, a man has been working.
Yeah.
You know, when you start seeing that when I drop visuals now, oh snap, how do you get those visuals done, you know?
Showcase.
So I'm trying to put those pieces together because I'm very much someone who likes to strategize, plan ahead, calculate.
You have to, dog. It's cheaper.
Yeah.
Like
it's cheaper that way.
Strategize and plan, you know. Also save in your movements rather than being Rambo.
Yeah, Leon. And you can bro, you'll be able to answer for things, you know, that you can stand behind, because when you planned it, you checked it off, you said, okay, cool, you signed off on this, you signed off on that.
Yeah,
well, but it's also money at the end of the day, because even if you're independent and you're saying you're going to just distribute online, those things aren't free, you know, you are paying.
A strategy, dog, that I fuck with, dog, is merchandise. For me personally, because I fucks with the fashion niggas like that, it's a very plausible thing for me, and it's working for me. A nigga's not balling, but
multiple income streams.
Because as long as I live a very low cost lifestyle, which have the luxury of doing, because I don't have like any secret babies, ain't no baby mamas
yet
running after me.
Just mixing. My daddy doesn't know me.
No secret babies. No secret babies. And I'm using like that shit, like it's a luxury, and you must capitalize on it, bro. And for me, I feel like merchandise and products around you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or there's lots of money for more niggas than just you.
Yeah. I think for me, it's also like, and I think some artists may relate.
But if you can do it, don't I force?
Yeah, I was about to say
because I don't have the luxury of performing a lot like you, so I'm like, man, how can I get money coming in from this, but still goes back to the music though? Because you promote it even in the music, even in the videos, you know what I mean? And I have a luxury of knowing how to do a lot more videos. So back to what I was saying, which you need to capitalize on whatever you can, however you can, immediately.
Yeah. Because now, you know, like different artists have different passions in the game, you know. So
showcase.
I was listening to an interview yesterday, and an artist was talking about how they want to stay signed. If the right deal comes, they want the security of what a label can give them: studio time, access, PR, gonkelo. And in the same way, they'll handle your merchandising, and you'll just get the check. You'll cut the check. Now, some of us also, there are other artists where being an artist is a more practical DIY sort of thing. Yeah, but we're like, if I'm doing merchandising, I'm the guy writing, drawing up the sketches, or at least collaborating with someone and telling them my ideas, and they execute them, and then we cut a mutual check or whatever, you know. So for some, that when you become that businessman in that sense, it works for you because maybe it's in your nature and it's something you enjoy doing. No manje awuthemba abantu yabona awafuni around what you're doing. Yeah, well, there are those types of artists, and I know I'm very much a perfectionist. Like, if I can't see you executing my vision, or if I don't respect you as someone who I know has been doing it, I'd rather not work. Let's just wait for the right time when we're both on the same level, at least in terms of vision, you know. So in that way, you'll know what's for you and what's not for you. Yeah, but for me, I know merchandising is there, but I also don't want to do it in a way where it's like
we are forced
to print up my t-shirts because t-shirts are being printed and let's just sell them.
They have to be like dope.
Because abantu are smart these days, bro. Like, they'll buy it if they want to buy it, but they'll also know what's and I want the respect of knowing that I put just as much thought in my music as I did the merchandising. So if it doesn't come to me yet, then I won't do it. I won't touch it. You know, but it's getting there, man. I mean, I like to take it day by day. I've just gotten to the place in my life where, like, I'm comfortable with the music. I can be like, okay, cool, I know my sound now. Yeah, but now we know the sound, let's check that off. Let's know some visuals. Let's know what I'm putting out there. And then once we have the visuals, we can say, okay, what are we putting in the visuals? Merchandising. Okay, how are we merching this? You know, because there's a lot of cats out here that are killing that locally. In KZN. Shout out to them, man.
But I feel like you should really capitalize on the performances, dog, because you perform a lot, bruh.
Yeah.
Like, even if it's as simple as just having a nigga also mashana, that's what your dog. Get that iPhone and just record this, bruh.
Yeah.
Chop it up when we chop it up and post it, dog.
I mean, it's definitely something I'm trying to do. You know, it's also because you're balancing like schedules. You know, gigs also don't come like in advance yet. Yeah, but as an upcoming artist, it's always a day before, week before. You know, there's not enough time to get that
prepare.
person to help. So I do tell people at the show, if let's say I have my phone out, yo, can you just record something? But at the same time, it's a favor for that person, and you don't want it to be now, okay, cool. Unless you've had that conversation now, when I have a gig, just pull through and we can record, you know. Now, recently, with the last few gigs, I actually do have those people, and we are doing that. It's coming together, you know. It's just
isn't coming together. Isn't like you're gonna post, let's say, like multiple performances into one sort of.
Okay, so I don't want to give away the whole thing, but what I'm doing is, but just because it's already being done. I'm basically shooting, you know, a lot of my story, and you will see a lot more performances that I have.
Yeah, man.
I've just been trying to make sure that it's something that people can watch and enjoy, because this is going to be about me, and I'm going to tell it in my way, and you're going to hear about my story. So we need to first set the foundation, and that's coming out very, very soon. I can definitely say it's in winter, so one of these winter months, we are dropping something for the people. Finally, man, just to get into that conversation. You know, I feel like I can't even approach brands lately just because of that conversation. You know, they want to see what's the dude doing visually though. What's your
dog?
You know,
man.
I can't even ask for certain collabos without that conversation being done.
Dog.
You know, that's how it feels for me, if I'm keeping it real. But we'll get there, man. You know, it's a daily thing.
It's just that the fucked up thing about the branding thing is that like, I don't really think niggas are getting paid, bro. It's just like, just wear these clothes and try and use it to your advantage to get to the next level as quickly as possible.
They're selling perception, bro. Like, it's I can't speak for every person, but to those that are nearest to my level, it feels as if, you know, you're just getting free shit.
Clouds.
And your clout is what you leverage on until you can fool the next brand into giving you something a bit bigger. Until it actually turns into cash. You know, some people are smart and they negotiate it from the jump, and they can give you a proposal that will show a business that, hey, listen, I know you don't think I'm known, but I have the potential, or the brand potential, to get this back from you.
I feel like what I've seen so far, the motherfuckers that pay are the motherfuckers who, like, if you're gonna do like a proper advert. If Lungelo Manzi does an advert for
like a polo sort of thing.
That's when I think they pay.
But that's corporate now. You're fucking with like the real niggas who have to pay. It's
The
not
real McCoy.
you know.
Oh,
No disrespect to anyone who's opening up a company trying to work with upcoming acts, but that's the sort of conversation that it needs to head to. At least like you were saying earlier, you got to be in the game. So I think even brands of who are people that you know, they've also got to play that game where even if you're not trading, if you're not going to pay me, let's work around how we can work. It's okay, every music video I've got clothes from you, or you know, at a show I've got gear to wear. You know what I mean? There's always ways to exchange between trades, and I think that the more that people do that as artists, it will definitely make it easier as an independent artist to you know, stand like shoulder to shoulder with these guys who have all this money or investment behind them.
Another conversation that I've been having with niggas is that if you get that chick, you get don't fuck up that chick, dog. Damn, way. Oh no, if I'm to get that chick.
What do you
Like,
think makes niggas do that though? What
No, that's so, nigga, you know the game. Fuck you, ain't got no, like, you know.
and that's what separates niggas who make it and niggas who don't.
Fuck you,
bro.
ain't got it, dog. Fuck you, ain't got it. Fuck Paul, dog. You gotta get that timepiece. You gotta
That
get
is
that
true.
sneaker. You gotta get that Gucci. I'm like, oh man.
Hey,
And it's yo, no disrespect. I can't blame them, bro. There's so much shit going on in the game that you feel like you need that shit just to boost it.
me I
Your
blame them.
confidence.
Me I blame them.
Yeah, me, I don't blame them, dog. I might just be one of them. I might just fuck up a check on that. I don't know that.
I think you gotta with when you get a check. In my head, I always tell myself you gotta keep part of the check that you want to fuck up, and then the rest is your business check. You know, because you can't be getting a huge check, fuck it up, and then the next day you're like, oh man, you know, this music industry, they don't take us seriously. Now you're crying wolf like they don't. Come on, dog, come on. Last night you were buying bottles.
You're living, dog. You're living.
You were
fucking
just
it
out
up.
here. Nah, come on, bro.
Oh
Come
my
on.
God. Hey man,
You know?
when you get that check, news when you look at it.
Hey, hey. Kodwa yazi-
Unamanga shutha kakayithola akazi ukuthi
Yeah, bro. It must be there. I haven't got that club check yet.
Oh la la. Hey, Gapino, dog. I can't even roll this blunt. Yo, nigga, shit. We are right now reporting live Ngakini. Sponsored by all over Deeply Rooted Radio. Our special
Ouch,
Lungelo
yeah,
Manzi
man.
on the first episode, and we're talking about fucking up the check.
Fuck up those commas, bro.
Fuck up the check. Open the safe. I'm on the way. Dog.
What the hell's in? Also, you know what I think where it comes from? I don't know what's the source, but I think all over also they try to mimic who they want to be like too literally. So you know what I mean? Like there's a limit to how you take someone's formula or their templates to be like them. So all over will be like we'll see someone with 10 bottles. Let's say they were at the club, damage with 200 with their last month's allowance.
Oh,
Yeah, bro. They go to the club, they look at the VIP section, a big name is chilling there with 2 bottles, honeys, everything is there. Now this guy wants to be like the dude that's chilling there. So when he's making his music, he's already copying the auto-tune. He's got the same kind of auto-tune, he's got the same mixing style, he's dressed like him.
It's lit.
Yeah, bro. So when he gets that chick and he's at the club,
It's lit.
yeah, bro. The only reference he has to how we should be in the club is that nigga. What was that nigga doing? Bottles. But that's what separates the business head and the guy just doing it for the fame or the woman or the money, because he doesn't know if the guy that he saw in the club didn't even pay for those bottles. That was just part of his tech rider. If the honeys that were there just came because of the brand that he has. And so in reality, when that guy was chilling there that he admired, the dude wasn't paying for jack. That was just the perks of the business. But now you wanted to buy those bottles with your up and coming chick. Yeah, boy, Leon. So that's what separates someone, I think, who's playing the game smart, because there's nothing wrong with getting honeys and getting money and blowing that money, bro, but know how to have that money blown. If you want to go to a club and you know you want to drink, put that in the tech rider, bruh. Hospitality must be there for you, and then they'll respect you in that way. Yeah, bro. Manji, if it's not and you want to ball out with the money that you need for studio tomorrow,
now that leads me to another conversation I was having with my nigga Robert Third Floor. Find him parts in our gang.
please do.
Listen, man, I was like, hey, bro, if you get that check, dog, rather than living from hand to mouth, rather live from like that check to like another business in Yana, even if it's as like a little taxify in Yana, or a couple flats in Yana, or a couple salons in Yana, or merchandise in Yana. Then from that, ball out.
All over, don't reinvest for the long game. Yeah, bro. And they need to do that more.
And ayo, dog, yabo mangits best niggas fuck up the check, bro. Yeah, if it's ya fuck up here, dog.
Hey.
Yeah, fuck up, dog.
Line 40, bro.
Yeah, fuck up, dog. So I'm like, man, I feel like
Niggas need to be a lot more open about that shit, dog. Cause some niggas, they just generally don't know, maybe. They're like, nigga, if it's fine perform until I'm to 50 blocks a gig. Nigga, that could take years, bro. But you might have been getting 1.5, about 3 or 5 blocks, about 2 a month that you could have saved and flipped and lived off of the flip. Even maybe have blown up off of the flip.
Off of the flip.
You may have even blown up off of the flip.
Because for me, right now, if I'm thinking about, I get a check, let's say it's like a 20K check. At this point in my career, so that's the one voice in my head. I'm just sitting and going, yes, fuck up that camera, bro.
Got that.
Say 47 for the first time, and you are going to do justice, you know. But my other side is thinking to myself, if I bought 2 bottles, that could be 2 years worth of promotions on Instagram posts for my music. That could be 50 more fans. Of those 50 fans online, maybe 2 of them are in my city. Maybe those 2 fans are really passionate and they come to the show. They post on their socials. I get 3 more of their fans on their media from my shit, you know? So in my head, that's more valuable than what a 20K check could be spent in 2 hours could do. Because yes, I'll get 2 honeys, I'll bust a nut. Oh, lovely. And I'll think about it on Sunday. Maybe I'll flash back to it when I'm doing a podcast with them, Jai. But you know what I mean? Those things will always be there.
Showcase the
Leon. So all of it need to figure out, you know, what it is you want and always be aware of moments where you can make more from it.
Yeah, dog.
You know?
That's what Glenn said, dog. Hey, reporting live.
Ngakini, dog. It's real right now.
Lungelo Manzi, dog. Hey,
I agree, with Lungelo. That's definitely, bro. If a nigga does get that check, dog, from matter how small it is, dog.
Yeah.
Some nigga can get like a $5 check and flip it as a $5, and some nigga can get a $5 check and be like, I got directly blocks 5, dog. I'm 4 seconds, willing bambly, take
Even keep pay, dog. Kevin, what is it?
See, keep a jack, show more.
Willing Peter took a main game. Oh, fix that, bro.
That's fucked up, bro.
But it's also, you know, like, also how you also...
I've done that. I've been a victim. Not that directly, but
yeah.
I've been through that.
I'm not going to sit here and make myself like holier than thou. Like, I'm not out here fucking up chicks, bro. Like, I am
like,
fucking
you
up
know,
chicks.
nigga shit.
You know, because we got bills to pay. And sometimes the stress gets so much that it's like, nah, fuck that.
You just got to fuck it up a little bit and be
I'm
like,
going to catch it back in June.
Fuck up a check.
You tell yourself, no, yazin. I'm gonna fuck up the check now.
But
next month, I'm gonna work so hard. I'm gonna get like 4 gigs.
I'm gonna double up.
And then that 1 gig would have paid for this.
I'm gonna double up on him next time. I'm gonna see him.
But no,
it's discipline, bro. At the end of the day,
true that, man.
It's discipline.
True that, dog. Motherfucking discipline, first. You know.
I mean, for you, like I can say for myself, bro. Like there are very few other producers. Like off the top, I could list like maybe Scorch, Neon Dao, you know, God, as people who work just as hard as you producing. In terms of, because I think that's also another conversation I never have with other guys who produce, since I also make my own beats, but would see the hours that you put into making music and the work that takes, it's just as demanding as a rapper's lifestyle, but maybe you're just sitting in one space on a PC at all times. And the discipline you need to keep doing that, because you're getting your check maybe from selling beats or whatever, but maybe you also want to fuck up the check, because now where's your time to be yourself and whatever, you know? How do you balance that for you? Yeah, man, how do you find that?
Hey, bro, it's fucking hard, bro. Because like, in order for you to go no 10 rand, you have to like work harder than everybody. You know what I mean? So it's hard, bro. It's fucking hard.
Because making money from a beat is not like making money from a rap song, you know?
Yeah, well, I'm not saying, dog. luckily for me, I flip whatever I can into something that's a bit more sustainable, like the merchandise, and it's working. It's working very well. And now a nigga's like doing videos and shit, so a nigga can get that video check every once in a while.
Sure.
And right now, a nigga's producing so much content that are like a couple talks with a couple brands for me to be a content provider for them.
Yeah.
And that's a different kind of check. A bit more 9 to 5-ish with regards to every day.
Yeah.
But it's great because you'll be getting paid from what you love doing. You know what I mean?
Your core thing, yeah.
So for me, it's a lot of work, but I love it, dog. How am I?
Yo, I love it, dog. I don't mind.
Like, I don't mind putting in those extra hours. Because, like, as a producer, for me, I try to mess with as many people as I can, but realistically.
Sure.
Because there are people you will send peace to, but they won't fuck with them. And then there are people you will send peace to and they'll fuck with them.
Fully,
so you want to focus more on them. And at the same time, because now I'm an artist, I know it's no way. Let me get my company right. Let me actually focus on branding. Let me learn this stuff. Let me learn how to do a show. What are the pros and cons of that? Let me learn about the merchandise game. What are the pros and cons of that? If a nigga does get a deal, what kind of deal do I want?
Yeah.
You know, like, what kind of artist am I?
Sure.
Where can I fit in right now? But at the same time, I make more money from the producing chick than the rapping chick. So obviously I'll focus on them producing. But the rapping is great marketing for everything.
Yeah.
So it doesn't stop. Because you're active.
So because I love it, I don't mind doing all of that.
Sure.
You know what I mean? I don't mind, dog. I don't mind the fact that I have to send beats to Lungelo and HCL and T-Bag and Loki and AK and you know what I mean? I don't mind, dog. I love it. And I have a great relationship with all of those people.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Obviously, there are a few hidden misses. Like, you send some beats to people and they don't work with them. Okay, it's cool. And you're like, man, should I resend those beats to other people, or are they still gonna work with them?
Licensing is a real thing. It's a real thing.
Like, yo, sure.
So, hey, bruh. But all I can say is, the more you work in it, the more you learn in it.
Yeah.
Which goes back to, you must be in the game, dog, everywhere you can.
Yeah.
Don't sleep on the radio game. If radio isn't playlisting you, you might be able to hustle interviews. And take advantage of those interviews, record them.
Yeah.
Because niggas aren't doing that, dog.
They're not.
Like, niggas who go to radio, they don't record it.
Well, they don't record it, dog, which is fucked up.
Because you're probably on a dope-ass radio station. Like, some niggas get interviews on Metro, bruh.
And to record that would send a great message to our band, because not everyone can get that interview.
Can you imagine? You might not be playlisted on Metro, but you can get an interview on Metro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it goes back to what I was saying. Obviously, niggas need to monetize on whatever they can, dog. At any moment that you can.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the fact that Lungelo Manzi is performing like crazy, I would like to see more performance videos of that nigga, dog. Damn.
Yeah. That's coming. I got it all in there.
And it goes out to walk all over, dog.
Yeah.
Like, damn, Ngakini. You know, we need to record everything, bro, because that's the only thing I feel like it's like a guy.
Yeah.
Because, like, right now, in the game, dog, Durban is running everything.
Yeah.
Or 70% of everything.
Like,
I mean, a Durban artist right now is #1 on Metro and all that.
Nigga, you feel me? What
So
are you gonna
it's-
do, dog? Now we
no
need to,
question.
Now we need to show him.
More visuals, dog, of whatever lifestyle, dog. Because right now, lifestyle, as a KZN, dog, or as a location, it's the whole car wash thing. I'm Jay, I'm Maxi, whoever's car washing, I'll go Bogapi. That shit is popping, dog, the long way. You know what I mean? I feel like we need to, like, do more of those recordings, like performances, stuff, like performances, I'm chill, performances, I'm car washing again with that life,
Banner. Oh my God, that would be dope.
And I think it
More
speaks
visuals,
to
dog.
it speaks to like the power of like social media, bro. Because
True.
if you look at like how many
We have
people
that power.
are,
We just
are
need to give
popping,
them the content.
Yeah, people are just popping off of just putting out themselves in their own spaces.
Very true.
So if you take more time, because there's a lot of videos where people don't know that it's just shot off a phone.
Yeah,
Our phone,
nigga.
Manji, I don't know if you've seen
It's
this.
live.
These phones are crazy now. These cameras are
Real.
wild. You know what I mean?
Cameras are real.
They're real. They're giving us movie equipment and smartphones.
Yes.
So
Take
I
advantage.
think all of us also should realize that like it's not so much in thinking that you need to have this super dope camera to, send the right message. What you need is the right amount of creativity with what you have.
And
And smartphones are
execution.
things that people have. It's very accessible. I think if you're someone that says you want to make music, if you have enough cash to have a device that allows you to text your bae and then send him a song about you rapping, then that means that phone is gonna be able to record something.
Believe that.
Yeah, boy. If you can FaceTime her or whatever, and you guys can both see each other clearly, that means it's good enough.
I had this conversation with my nigga Tro. And Gamcho said, dog, I'm like, I actually do the videos off of the phone. I was, I use the camera. Okay, so what do you use to edit? I'm like, no, nigga, the phone is like, nigga, what? Record, shoot with the phone, edit on the phone, distribute on the phone, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Interacts with the viewer on the phone.
When I'm posting my instas on socials, when I'm doing the edits, all the edits of like my artwork on my phone. Bro, you know what I mean? There's no computer, there's no other person I'm speaking to. I only spoke to the photographer who edited the pics in terms of the colors coming out. Everything else, the artwork, the labeling, how it's designed, how it's placed, that's me doing that. Yeah, you know? So it's up to you thinking about how you want to take this thing seriously, you know? Like if you really want to invest in learning those skills, it'll only make you a better musician. You know what I mean? So
better artist, bro.
Yeah.
Better artist, because now it's like the Black Dog 2 cover. It's like you in the forest and shit.
Yeah.
Like Amazon shit, dog. Like, we outfits in Vaseline.
Like, nigga, I'm in the even in the jungle. Vaseline is still the shit. Like, I don't know. Or like whatever, dog. Let me perfumes. Let me perfumes, is it? Shit. Even in the forest.
Awesome.
A black dog can use a shield. Go to. No, but listen, dog. That's what I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying, dog. You know? Yeah, for real.
Awesome shit.
For real, dog. We need to take advantage of everything.
Thing is, I'm just seeing the advert in my head now.
Shield. Even in the forest.
That would be actually wild. But you see, that just shows you like where you can go if you just create it first and foremost. Yeah,
how can you sell yourself to that shit?
Yeah, because in terms of that idea, we literally went to
Shield, Vaseline.
close to Hillcrest. To go 5 XN. We drove up there. People hike there all the time.
Oh, it's a hiking trail.
It's a hiking trail. So there's a Koning down when you're there.
With that waterfall shit.
Where the waterfall is there. Now, it was raining the day before. So usually that place people go there, but it's very dry because it was. Well, we came there in the morning and it was raining hectically the day before. So that's why the waterfall was just wilding. So by the time we got there, I was like, yo, this is just a divine intervention. It looks romantic. Great.
I feel like you should have shot some kind of visuals, bro. Like
I knew people would think that, but the person we wanted to bring for visuals wasn't there.
Dog, you should have shot some vocals for that shit.
You know what I mean?
I mean, not vocal, visuals for that shit.
Yeah. It would have been dope.
It's with the waterfall. It's not chama.
If you've seen the cover of Black Dog 2,
yeah. I was so cold, bro. The totally flew. Yo. It was crazy.
Oh, chaman.
Wait, it's over. Oh, man.
But you mean like in that whole thing, bro? Like there wasn't even a direction. It was that we brought what we had. I took a suit blazer that I borrowed. Paint I just took from like wall paint for the house. Just to have ideas. And then it came into those shots, you know. Then we found meaning in how we created it, how we packaged it, how it links to my first tape. Because in the first tape, you can see I'm standing on in like this puddle. It looks like I'm standing on the water. And then there's like the forest behind me. Now that same forest is where we actually went into for the documentary I'm shooting now. You know what I mean? So it's about linking and tying things to make messages and make meaning.
Nigga, it's fucking dope.
With no budget.
That's what I'm saying though, dog. You gotta be more creative, which is a beautiful thing, dog. Because when you finally do get the budget, you're gonna go ham.
Nigga, you're gonna go ham and go even further, dog.
And I think why that's important is because if you do go ham, when you do get the guap and you can execute those ideas, do you realize how much more you can do? You know what I mean? Because now it's like I don't have to worry about too many things. Kona cinematographer, kona sound engineer, kona everyone that you need.
Like I fuck with those artists right now that are like directing and shit, dog. Fuck. what
Yeah.
a dope thing, bruh.
Do you mean their own visuals?
Yeah, bruh.
Yeah.
It's so fucking dope. But like, it budgets in me. Like, I so wanna go ham in such a way that I do like my dog twisted fantasy shit.
Sure.
Like
Ish.
in the hood.
Yeah.
Nigga. Ngakini.
I can see that.
Ngakini. How am I? You wine doms. You. It would be crazy, dog. The right way.
Would be. It comes down to planning, you know. It comes down to how much do you want it, you know.
True.
Because if you ain't about it, it's not gonna come to you.
True that, dog.
Yeah.
Kodwa ngisazokhuluma nje noSilo mfethu sishaye nje ngi-fraud shy stack and do this fucking thing, dog. Yo, bruh. Visuals are driving me crazy now, bruh. I want to do visuals for other people. Like, even like the song, like It Desire, bruh. Yo, dog. Ngifuna be romantic in. How am I?
And that song,
How
yo,
am I?
the way
It's
that
such
song
a dope
came out,
song, bruh.
yeah,
It's such
yeah.
a dope song, bruh. How am I?
Now, shout out to the host for that. Like, when just so you guys know, JB sent me that beat, and I'm listening to it. I'm like, I'm hearing these sounds like yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
and
just
I don't
like-
think you've ever done something like that.
I've never. That's the thing. Like before, I was still on my dark, depressing, sad boy shit, you know, because I was just
Man, get out
in
of
my
that
zone,
shit.
you know. Then I heard that beat. I'm like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
I'm already here. I don't know how I'm gonna be here, but I need to be on this beat, you know.
So dope.
Because in my head, the thing is, when I hear songs like that, I tell myself, okay, wait. I first let me work through like my real shit, and then I'm gonna get to the fun shit when I feel like I want to have fun, you know. Because I want to make those types of songs when I'm bowling, you know, in my head. Like that's how I see it. I want to be on a yacht and chill, and then that song comes to me like, yeah, summer love, you know. But when you hear it, also, I think it's also about like it came from a place of I want to manifest that feeling also now. I want to feel like I can wake up Exeni and be like,
For me, it's such a love song, dog.
yeah.
Like, for me, it wouldn't be like that, like bowling on a yacht, none, but more intimate in such a way. I would say there's literally like 100 girls in like a
Intimate
room.
with the 100 girls.
Yes, 100 girls in a room, and and she's not here, but there's like 100 women.
It's what did
There's 100 women here, dog, and you just desire, mama, samala. Then ngicabanga usine. Kodwa kugcwele Michaela, no Veronica, no Francesca, no what?
Now you see that brings me to another conversation. It's like, what are niggas? What's the messaging? You know what I mean in your brand? You know, because there's this thing also of like people making the same kind of video. You know what I mean? And I'm very much an artist that's aware of that, and I don't fight it, but it's like tell the story you want to tell.
Yeah.
If you're someone that's about always being around in your real life now,
Yeah.
you want to be in a room with 100 girls
Yeah.
that you don't know, you know, and you're living the type of lifestyle to get there. Then my nigga showcase, shoot that video. But if it's not in your personality or in your future plans or in your goals, I think you run the risk of selling yourself short as the artist, because manje su force in a way also, because now you're imitating something that you see. You're not using your own creativity to show us what you think of the world. How do you see the world when you see Desire or another song or anything that you're doing, you know? So artists think about that as well, you know?
True that.
Because Desire is about a girl, definitely.
Yeah.
You know?
Definitely.
But there's a lot of ways you can tell a story like that, you know? And that's a great space for people to think about and to go into.
But we gotta do the video for that. If you haven't heard Lungelo Manzi's Desire,
Summertime Mlazi.
We're
Get
gonna
that
do the video for that.
on
It
all
deserves it,
socials
dog.
and platforms.
It's just that I released Summertime Mlazi in summer, but it was after the festive season, and I was like, man.
but I mean, in February, it was like still counts.
Yeah, but like I feel like there's a song by Slow Earl called Festive Season.
Sure.
We shot this year alongside with Desire, bruh. Like I feel like October, November would be the perfect time for that wave. See back
And that's still Mangena on that. It's still gonna be fucking dope.
Woo! Bazonya 50 Ngakini.
Ah,
Reporting live again, deeply rooted radio. I got your boy Lungelo Manzi. How ma?
shout out, man.
Reporting live again, sponsored by All Over Incorporated. Shout
Global.
out to
PTY
across the globe, making sure that
That J stays properly habituated and herbally realigned with myself and my self. Yes. Anyway, back to me. Shout out to Bonko Lover. Ngakini, Ngakubo. Shout out to Bonko Bay. Shout out to Queen Bay. Shout out to J.
Shout out to all my sad folks out there. Waking up on a Sunday, chilling at home, rolling a blunt.
Shout out to everybody at work.
Hey, I know people at work
overtime.
right now. It ain't even overtime. It's a normal ass day for them, bro. Dialing on those phones. I see you.
Ma.
I see you.
No, but like, we're gonna post this on a Monday, but we're shooting it on a Sunday, ne? And I know we've got people at work
On a
getting
Sunday.
that double pay. I guess it's double pay, ne?
It's not even, bro. They don't respect us like that. My nigga,
Ah.
it's a normal day.
Shout out to all my union leaders.
Shout out to all
Tuning in. Onka Makansela.
Shout out to
That are
them.
tuning in
We have
right
just
now.
voted. Please do the right thing now.
Damn, we need to fight for our black people.
Please
Damn,
come
dog.
through.
Yo, all the youth leaders out there reporting live again.
Come
It's your
through.
boy J. I'm gonna like damn so kankas nibe cancel your love. So basically, your love, buses in life.
But anyway, Bafeso, shout out to your boy Lungelo Manzi. Dog, thank you for coming through, Bafeso.
Thank you for having me, man.
I
Yeah.
appreciate it.
This was hella fun.
High as fuck.
Blessings to the first episode reporting live, man. It's been
Okay.
so dope.
Sponsored by Love. I can't wait for that documentary that you're talking about, dog, man.
Hey, just to give you a heads up, guys. It's
Yeah.
called the Sad Boys and Girls Club. That's the name of it. Hashtag SBGC or hashtag the Sad Boys and Girls Club. It will be out on YouTube very, very soon. I'm actually releasing part 1. So
it's like a mini series pod thing.
yeah. So you will be seeing a lot of my story and more performances in
Yeah.
that package.
Yeah.
But it's going to be shown to you in a more neat and professional and organized way. So we're going to start it out with this part 1 where you get to see who I am and I'll catch you up in my story.
Yeah.
And then we'll see where that goes once I start showing you what I've actually been doing.
How
up
many
until now.
episodes? Oh, you're
You're
No,
not
no,
gonna
we're
tell
taking it
us.
as it goes. No. Once I say now it's got 9 episodes, now I'm stuck to a 9-month contract or something.
Oh shit.
But just know that it's ideally in my head, I want it to be as long as I am being a musician. That's where I
Yeah.
want it to go. But it could just be like a short, maybe 3-part mini-series sort of thing.
Yeah.
But it's probably gonna go as long as it takes because I have Black Dog has 3 parts,
Yeah.
and I'm starting to work on Black Dog 3 right now.
Shit.
So it's gonna be here as long as Black Dog 3 still needs to be released. So that will give you an idea in terms of how many parts we want to do.
But right now they must get Black Dog 2.
Yeah.
Abangadlali.
They
We
need to
in
get
the
Black Dog
forest,
1, Black
half
Dog
naked.
2. I'm out
Chilling.
here. I got a question mark on my chest.
Chilling with a question mark, not a S, a question mark. Like, huh? Who?
You know what I
Nigga?
mean?
But anyway, dog, where can the people find you, dog? Like on social media and stuff.
Hey, if you wanna reach out to me, it's very simple. Lungelo Manzi, one word. LUNGELOMANZI. One word on everything, whether it be SoundCloud, Twitter, Instagram. I'm out there.
Tinder.
You know, I think I just deleted my Tinder. Too many white girls came up on my screen. I felt like I was getting spammed.
Well, at Tinder, I'm young.
I don't think you can search for people there.
I'm young Flyme Chick.
You gotta just hope for the right
Young
swipe.
J. Young Zuma.
Oh man. But yo, Black Dog 2 is out on everything, man. All the
man.
digitals, whether it be Spotify,
Yeah.
all of that.
Again, the right way.
Hey,
Deeply Rooted Radio reporting live again, sponsored by All Over, brought to you by All Over, Nosilo. Yeah. Holla at me on @umj.
Holla at me on Jabulani Cindi. Google me, reporting live again.
More details on the show coming soon. You know, Lungelo Manzi held it down the right way. More artists coming soon, talking about some real shit. Ngakini. Say again.
RadioDR.co.za. Original podcast. Exclusive.